And joining me this week, we have KZ Wavy. Welcome to the show, my friend.
It's Wavy.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having an amazing day. Today's going to be a pretty exciting day, and as you can tell, a really cold day here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It is about 8 a.m. I didn't just wake up. I actually woke up at like 6:30 this morning to let our dog out. How was your breakfast? Still working on it? You're probably wondering, why am I so bundled up right now? Well, it's about 7 degrees outside. We're getting hit by a crazy tundra. We had snow 2 days ago, and it was pretty nice, and then it just completely froze over. I've got our heat on, but here in our townhome, heat rises, and so our first floor is still kind of cold. But just to kind of show you all my morning routine right now, I've got a probiotic. I got some B12 right here. Then I've got a ginger immunity shot, and then of course water. This is what 7 degrees looks like. Frozen over. Come on. Sit. Lay down. Good boy. I don't think she wants anything to do with you, my guy. All right, so dog's been walked. He went to the bathroom. He's eaten. He's all taken care of. I just took my vitamins. Gonna take this ginger immunity shot. And then I am gonna make some coffee and then make some breakfast. I've been on my vitamin game and also immunity shot just because it's so cold and people are getting sick, and I don't like getting sick because when I get sick, I shut down and I can't really work. But yeah, let's take this. It burns so good. All right, so I got my coffee. Honestly, here in Chattanooga, I drink a ton of cold brew. There's 7 local coffee shops down the road. And honestly, I would prefer that. But because it is so cold outside, just made me a Keurig. And plus, you can't really even drive on the roads. At least I don't want to risk anything this morning. So we got this Keurig, but I am starting to warm up, which is good. I promised I was not gonna wear this literally all day. We do have an HVAC system, so this is not gonna be on all day. But yeah, today's gonna be a good day. So later tonight, around 6 o'clock or so, I will be on the radio for the very first time, and I'm actually gonna be on this radio station called Hits 96.1. Sorry, my hair's crazy. Gonna do that this afternoon, and they're gonna be playing my song called Feels Like Home that Scotty Z and I made, which is really exciting. It's a song about, home and Tennessee, and yeah, they're gonna do a quick little interview with me, and then they're gonna play the song on the radio, so that'll be my first time. Scout, look at what this man is doing right now. What are you chewing on? Huh? So yeah, that will be my very first time on the radio, which I'm super excited about. But before I do that this afternoon, I have a full day of work. So right now I'm gonna make some food, gel my hair, put on a nice shirt, and then not too many calls today, but probably gonna be pretty busy from 10 to 2 o'clock or so. And then I've got some admin work to do. But yeah, I'm gonna bring y'all around for that, getting some work done before we hit the radio station tonight. All right, everybody, got my button shirt on. If y'all hear right now, the water's actually dripping. A couple people in our townhome complex mentioned that their pipes or their water stopped, so we're keeping the water on drip all day because it's, like I said, it's 8 degrees outside. But as you can see, this is what we're working with. I'm actually fully grown my hair out. I had legit the worst haircut of my life last March. I got this buzz cut and it just looked terrible. And I told myself, I was like, my hair grows so fast. Why don't I just like grow the flow out? So you can see it's coming along. I haven't gotten a haircut, and I just want to like be able to get it really long and I can put it in a man bun or whatever. But you know, when I get on my work calls, I like to look presentable and just like put gel in my hair and whatnot. So that's what we're gonna do. But typically do this like every day. And honestly, it helps me feel good for the day. Like, I feel like no matter what career path or what you do in your job, you work remote, you go into an office, you're going out and about, whatever the case might be, if you get ready for your day, like you seize the day and you get presentable and, you know, put gel in your hair, you put a nice outfit on. To me, that stuff really helps a ton. Even though I work remote and I literally don't have to leave my house at all throughout the week, putting on, you know, a button down and putting gel in my hair, it helps me. It's the little things. But I will say that growing out my hair has been pretty fun. It's definitely a different look, but I feel like it kind of suits, you know, my vibe for sure. But since we're here chatting, I kind of wanted to talk to y'all about how like this whole radio thing came about that is happening tonight. Basically, long story short, Gino, he's like the radio guy here. I saw that he had followed me on Instagram not too long ago. And obviously, like, you know, getting on the radio could be like a super cool experience. So I basically like sent him a voice message over on Instagram. I was like, hey man, like, just kind of curious, like, what would it take to get my song on the radio? And I was like, no pressure. Like, I'm just, you know, no pressure if it's not a fit for your show, but like, would love to learn more. And he immediately got back to me. He had actually already heard the song before. And he was like, oh, this song would actually fit perfectly. And so I share that with all of you. It's like, you never have anything really to lose. Like just sending a DM or a message or whatever the case might be. If you have a product and something you're proud of, the best thing you can do is just get out there and, you know, ask. And so that's how it went down, and that's how it worked out. And so should be a fun time. All right, y'all, we got the gel in the hair. We're feeling good. One final touch that I like to do is I put a hat on, and then I put the hair like that. So that way it sticks and it flows. That's my routine, y'all. It's pretty simple. Alright, y'all, I am about to hop on my first Zoom meeting of the day. I don't know if y'all can tell, but it is just so bright right here. The sun just like gets me, even though I have blinds going, but I'm gonna just like use my webcam here on my laptop. But yeah, time for the first call of the day. So it's been a few hours. I finished up my calls for the day. Just got some of the ice off of my car because I got to drive my car later. But I was going in the mail and I got a package here. So let's open it. This was actually a random company that I found while I was scrolling on TikTok Live. The company is called Lazy Butt Club. Quite the interesting name, but their designs were cool, and I just ordered this. So let's see what we got. I love wearing like crew necks, big crew necks, because it's just relaxing. So here you go. Check it out. Got these little penguins riding skis, and yeah, it's pretty cool. So it is currently 5:20. I took a shower, I shaved, got the fit on. We're rocking the It's Wavy OG tie-dye hoodie, got the hat to match it. But yeah, we're gonna be heading over there probably in the next like 20 or 30 minutes. I'm super excited about it, and can't wait to bring y'all with me. Let's go. So it's like 5:55, so we're about 5 minutes away from 6 o'clock when we're gonna go in there. I got my videographer and my fiance Lizzie joining me. I'm a little nervous, but I feel like when I'm in there I'll feel good. But yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Here with you, and it's time for another 6 minutes of stardom where we feature local music right here on Hits 96. And joining me this week, we have KZ Wavy. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, how's it going? It's great to be here. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course, absolutely. Can't wait to get to know you a little bit here. Talk local music and talk what you've been doing. Moved here, about 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yeah, absolutely love Chattanooga.
Yeah. What have you liked the most so far in your little 2-year journey here in our beautiful city of ours?
Honestly, I gotta say, it's a beautiful place. Like, we have the mountains and we have the river, but I love coffee.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can literally drive like a mile down the road and there's like 7 different coffee shops and like the best cold brew. And so
Sure.
It's amazing for that.
And I live here on the south side now, and I always tell everyone it's a very walkable city.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can walk wherever you want. You can go to 2 different coffee shops all in a walking
Yeah,
distance.
and they have those city bikes now where you
Yep.
can just take them all over. So that's fun too.
Casey and I were talking a little bit before we got on the air here about how much we do love the city, being both transplants, of course. Myself from New England, and you're from Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you decided to come here, exploring the music scene a little bit. Now, I know last year you did your first kind of big show. It's Wavy at the Dark Roast, right?
Yep. It's Wavy Day. It was last
Wavy Day.
October. Yeah,
Okay.
and it was a blast. We had like over 100 people packed up in there, and it was 4 other artists, and it was such a good time. The energy was amazing. So I can't wait to do it again.
Very cool. Yeah, and now we hope that It's Wavy Day 2024 is in the works.
Yep, absolutely. Already starting to work on it. People have been like, "When's the next one?"
Very
So
cool.
we got to work on it.
Now, if somebody hasn't heard of you yet, KZ, what is your music like? I don't want to put it in a box or anything, but if somebody was asking, well, what does it sound like? What's the vibe you're giving? What's your music about?
Yeah, absolutely. So anytime people listen to my music, I obviously just most importantly want them to feel good and feel inspired. A lot of the music that I make is very thoughtful, and it's about thinking about things that I go through in my life, and really just have a positive outlook about anything that could have been a difficult moment. And so taking a lot of inspiration from acoustical, indie, lo-fi, hip-hop inspired, I've been doing a lot more singing, using my voice. And so just really relaxed, and that energy that when someone listens to it, they can just kind of vibe with it, and it's super wavy.
Yeah, and it is a vibe. It is a vibe
Appreciate
that
it.
you have. Yeah, when you are even just watching some of your social media stuff, it's just, you're very relaxing, and that's what the whole thing is. It's just chill out and enjoy the waves.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't, I want people to listen to my music, and then if they met me in person, they'd be like, oh, he's literally the same exact person. And so that's my goal, just to, create the art, and, use inspirations throughout my entire life. So
What do you enjoy to write about? I mean, obviously you can be inspired by anything, but is there something that kind of always you find yourself writing about?
yeah, I think it kind of varies, just, what I'm going through in life. I recently turned 30 years old, and,
Okay.
I've done a lot of, unique things in my life. I, also have worked in software for the last 10 years, and, I've moved. And I think that for me, it's kind of just rooted in some of the challenges that I might face in my life, or certain things that I go through that might be harder to just speak out loud. I can just put them in a song. And the best part about that is, people can listen to that song too and be like, hey, I went through that as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's where it's at.
And what about the creative process? Is that music first for you, or are you a lyric guy first?
Music first, absolutely.
Okay.
I feel like if I hear a loop, or I create a loop, or something on the guitar I'm just messing around with, or my brother Scotty Z will make something, and then I'll just okay, I gotta stop what I'm doing and just act on that inspiration.
Yeah, and I know that you mentioned that your brother's kind of your producer in a sense, or at least you guys work together. It's been a collaboration your
Yeah.
whole lives, right?
Yeah, everything that I make and that's out there on the internet, my brother, has worked on that with me, and he's a huge part of everything that we do, and I couldn't do it without him. And I think that's really awesome, as well as my actual biological brother.
Yeah.
All these years that we have music in common, and we, every day we're talking about it.
So you broken up a little bit when you decided to venture off to Chattanooga?
Yeah, he actually lives in Augusta, Georgia,
Okay.
and so the good news is we use Dropbox. We got the internet,
Yeah.
so we're just sending files. I'll have an idea, and I'll be like, "Hey, listen to this," and then he'll make my idea 20 times better.
Bottom line, it's not too far.
No.
If you had to get there, you can.
Exactly, 100%. And he loves coming to Chattanooga too.
Very cool. Yeah, who doesn't?
Right.
Who doesn't love coming here to our beautiful city? Let's talk about that. The local music scene. What has been your experience? Obviously, you talked a little bit about the Dark Roast show. It's Wavy Day, and that was a great success. But being a newcomer, how has the scene welcomed you?
Yeah, I think the best part about Chattanooga as a whole is there's so many talented people here, and it's not a specific genre. People have so many different kinds of music that they love. You could go to, Bear House Ballroom on Sunday, where it's a bunch of jam band energy, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And then also there's country, there's everything here. I think it's just a great melting pot. But one thing I love is the people here are just so nice. You know, like you'll meet someone that's a musician as well, and they're like, hey, like, what do you make? What do you do? Like, let's be friends. So it's just, you know, a very welcoming town for sure.
Nope, I completely agree, and I've said that from the very beginning too. Even having, dare I say, a Yankee beyond the radio station, greeted with open arms, and it's been really fun to get to meet the people that are transplants and having that same experience. So it is a very welcoming city, and I've heard that the local music scene is wonderful, and then kind of blends all of the genres just by doing this segment. We've had country artists on, we've had hip hop, of course, yourself, we've had some pop alternative, we've had some bands, solo musicians. So it's a little bit of everything right here in Chattanooga, and I think that's a really cool thing to be a part of.
100%, yeah, and I think it's only gonna continue to grow, and a lot more artists are coming through here and doing shows as well.
Right. You mentioned that in your little write-up here, you mentioned that you have a goal this year for 2024, a New Year's resolution, if you will, trying to drop a new song per month.
Yep.
Is that going to be a lot, you think, or is that kind of how you work on a regular basis?
Honestly, I feel like my brother and I were always making music, and we're always just creating ideas. And I think that for me to kind of have just a little bit more accountability of like, hey, like we've got these songs to work on, and how can we just finish them? And I think for me, having more of that sense of like, not necessarily a deadline, but like, hey, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see like, okay, the more that I can drop music instead of dropping like 2 songs a year, and then adding content behind that, I feel like there's, you know, a way to reach a lot more people. So I think with every song that I drop each month, it's going to be a little different because I don't stick to just one kind of sound.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, cross of all kinds of different categories will be checked.
For sure. Of course. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Where can people follow you, KZ, if they want to keep up to date on all these new changes and new projects that you're working on, and eventually Dark Roast will probably go back there for its Wavy Day 2024?
Yeah, so y'all can find me KZ space Wavy on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And Spotify, everywhere you stream music. If you search KZ Wavy, I'll come up.
Should pop right up.
Heck
Absolutely. Well, thank you again for coming in. We're going to play your song Feels Like Home. This is the latest that we've released anyway. And what should we know about the song before we hear it? I love this song, by the way.
Appreciate that.
Talk about that vibe. you nailed it with this one.
Yeah, so this is a song about, moving from Georgia out of state and moving to Tennessee, which, it's a place that have never lived before, and just kind of that experience and the emotions and the things that I went through on this journey. And at the end of the song, it's that sense of, Tennessee's home now, and it really does feel like home. So the thing about it, you don't have to be from Tennessee to enjoy this song, but you can find home in so many things in life. And so that's my goal with this song.
Absolutely. I think you nailed that. Here it is. It's coming. KZ Wavy, Feels Like Home, right here on Hits 96. And I will make sure to link up all the socials and all the platforms and stuff. That will be on our website later on this evening at hits96.com. KZ, appreciate the time. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Here comes Feels Like Home on Hits 96.
Pack my bags, I'm leaving Georgia.